And we're live. Thanks for joining us for another episode of 4 Quarters. All sports, every day, all day. And she's a babe. I really got to stop talking about Aaron Rodgers.
My money's on that.
And to no surprise, my shout out, Caitlin Clark.
Solid.
I
know, I actually got to work on it today.
Peanut butter.
And we're live.
And we're live.
Then it must have been the peanut butter.
It was the peanut butter.
All about the peanut butter.
Literally.
Peanut butter, working out.
The protein in
Falling
the
asleep.
peanut butter.
Right?
You know? CB's like, get this show on the road.
All
so
of
I
us
gotta
are
get
functioning
home.
on about...
Welcome in.
This will be a fun show, folks.
Yes. Is the camera on you or no?
Yes.
Yay, the camera's on. I don't even have a... Can you hear
What do you
that
need, a
bell?
dinger?
Yeah.
There you go.
Jeez, I thought I was prepared, and guess what? I'm not prepared.
It's our, it's our first show. Ever.
Yeah, it's first show.
Yep, and you guys thought we had this down.
We make it look so easy.
Yes.
Yeah, we're so professional, guys.
But let's be honest.
I mean, seriously, though, if you're working out and you're sluggish, have a couple of tablespoons of peanut butter.
My
Works
favorite,
well.
My
Works
favorite
well.
thing is to have a cup of coffee, nap for 30 minutes, and then work out.
What?
Because by the time you nap for 30 minutes, the caffeine is kicking, and you've also just taken a power nap, so you get a really good workout.
I'm so confused.
I can't nap.
Oh, I
That's
don't.
my problem.
CB, I need my sand thing.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
15-minute?
Yep.
This really is our first show.
Yep.
And welcome to the first show. Okay,
welcome in.
with Lauren Shepard.
I was here early and started chatting with Jeff Bergeron and Raylene, and then that was it.
That's what happens. Squirrel.
I think squirrel. I think I have some notes. I don't know.
We'll
We're just
figure it out.
You know, we used to always say fly by the seat of your pants. That's what we're going to
We
do.
kind of do.
And
I mean, we have a good agenda,
Yes.
and then we just kind of.
Yes.
It's totally okay that we.
As long as I have, we're going to bring back Whiteboard Wednesday. Thanks, buddy. Because if I don't have this, I'm just going to babble and babble. And CB is going to go, oh my God, I need to go home at some point.
She's going to throw the yellow flag.
I'm so hungry. When is dinner? I'm going to open up this show. Thank you for tuning in on we are 4 Quarters, right? Facebook page, 802 Scoops. And we are on YouTube. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. Not best thing I heard. This is just my quote of the day. I don't have this all the time. But this amazing young gentleman stopped to chat with me today and said, I'm cheering for the Buffalo Bills.
Young man?
Young man.
Young man, really?
I'm cheering for the Buffalo Bills because they're literally the only football team from New York. And I looked at him and I went, you're right.
Yep.
He goes, Jets and the Giants play in New Jersey.
Yep.
Thank you, Frank Bellier, for that quote. I loved it. And
I would argue about the young points.
He had a good point, though, because
He did.
the poor man, I started talking about the Mets first, which was probably not the best way for me to start it. And then we, talked about the podcast, the draft, and he's like, well, I'm just cheering for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, he's a Bills fan.
I remembered you had said that.
Yep.
But, I mean, he has a point. They're the only team from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to watch out, otherwise he's going to keep you there for ever.
Listen, I can talk just as much as your dad. He knew. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to go now. But God, what a great guy. And everybody wanted to talk to him, but I'm sorry he was talking to me.
Did they finally realize who he was?
Yeah, but Jackie's like, oh my God, he's so cute. And I'm like, and then Ashley Pelk's like, well, why did you introduce me? Everybody wants to meet your dad. All right, moving on. Shout outs. Anybody? CB's on a sugar high, so if you got a shout out, go for it.
Do you have any?
Oh, you can go first.
Okay.
Okay. You're up.
So I forgot to do one last week, and I can't believe I forgot. The
WNBA starts.
I know. I have no Caitlin Clark shout-outs.
Until she plays
Until she starts playing. Okay. I've decided to take a little hiatus on it.
Wait.
It's all because I picked on her about the Caitlin Clark and Paige Becker's price of tickets, and I feel bad.
So I'm now going on hiatus,
Don't feel
and
bad.
Karen Safford she no longer can pick on me.
That is true.
Until she plays her first game, and then
Right.
let's be real, the shout outs are just
Listen, can't say anything. Once the ball is tipped in the air, I can't say anything.
Right.
Go for it.
I mean, although her
and
coach...
I was really just picking on you,
I
but
know.
go ahead.
Although her coach did say that you can tell that she's hit the weight room in the off season.
and we all said
she
that.
definitely has.
She didn't have to deal with the run through March
Right.
Madness, the WNBA. I mean, I'm sorry. Paige Beckers will be on the same trajectory that she was on last year.
Correct.
She's had a season to train.
Yes, and Paige
God bless
Beckers
her.
as well is going to need to hit the weight room.
Amen.
I
Probably
mean,
worse than Caitlin
yes,
Clark.
I think so.
I mean, those two are this big around, 2% body fat,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Right. Anyway, I
I
digress.
digress. See? There we go.
And we talk alike.
And we're back.
So 13,207. Do you know what that number means?
13,207. No.
Number of people at the draft. No.
No.
There was way
No,
more
there's
than
way
that.
I
more
think
than
all of
Way
Green Bay was
more.
at the
Yeah.
freaking draft.
Yep.
They had to turn people away. Did you know that?
Which is absolutely nuts.
That
for
was
a draft.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was
Shoot,
amazing.
I don't have the number and I should have that number.
Yeah.
I'm
Even
sorry.
like the stage was friggin' amazing.
All I'm going to
Yeah, it
do
was
for an
awesome.
hour is digress. So go ahead.
So
Wheels.
13,207 is the largest attended NCAA softball game in history. It was
game?
it was made between Stanford and Cal, which to me was a little bit shocking.
A little bit shocking, correct.
I would have thought it would have been a College World Series game. I would have thought it'd been Oklahoma, Texas, perhaps, or something like that.
Somebody in there,
yeah.
UCLA. Wow.
So
stuff.
13,207.
Good
That's
stuff.
a lot. That is a lot. I was at Otter Valley High School game yesterday, and there was probably 20.
I was going to say there wasn't 13,000, huh?
So, and they were mostly family,
Once the weather warms up, which it is,
which it did.
there will be more.
This is
You
true.
build it, they will come.
Exactly. And this is not, it's a little bit of a shout out, but also a sad note. Steve McMichael passed away.
Oh, very sad. This is me when it came across the bottom
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
One
those
of
of
the
you who
greatest defensive
yes,
players
don't
for the
know, part of
Chicago
the
Bears.
1985 Chicago Bears.
Oh,
Stud.
Jen Esteville knew it.
Stud.
See, she knew.
She
yeah.
always knows.
So
And he battled hard.
he battled hard. He fought ALS. He fought so hard he was elected into the Hall of Fame. He fought so hard just to go there, to be able to be present there.
Yep.
Just an inspiring story. ALS is so tragic.
It's awful.
It's awful.
It's awful.
But what a stud. I mean, what a defensive player. That defense, 1985 Bears were amazing.
Monsters of the Midway,
Yep.
and he was one of the biggest monsters, man.
Yep.
That guy was a stud.
So a
Very
shout out
handsome
to
bugger.
him, his family, the career he had, the fight he did.
Yep,
so,
amen. Amen.
To Steve McMichael on that. And that's all I have.
No dogs?
No dogs.
Because it's the same
the
group.
yeah, same group. Check
Why
them
are they
out.
not getting
Come on, guys, the
adopted?
weather's getting
Guys.
better. Adopt a dog.
Yes,
Adopt a dog.
absolutely.
And then have Avery come over for a play
Play
date,
date.
please.
Get some energy out of her.
Desperate. I'm desperate. Somebody get a puppy.
It has to happen with Freya because she's trying to beat up on Bo, and I have to keep her away from Bo because he's
How about
declining.
Freya and Avery?
I'm telling you,
Like,
she's like
seriously.
juking around, and she's a rugged dog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to leave Bo alone. He's 13.
Yeah.
You literally push off on him once, and he's down.
Yeah.
He's gonna be down.
Woody.
All right,
Yeah,
I think
he's-
it's a Freya Avery. We got to make it happen.
Oh my gosh, I'd pay to see that.
And
We
then you know
got it.
what you do
I'd pay
when
to
your
see
dog gets older?
what?
You want them to live forever.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So they start to act different, and you, in your mind, you know they're
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
So you just say, well, let's take them to the vets to see what's going on.
Yeah.
$900 later, well, there's not really much going on.
He's
except
getting
that the
old.
dog's getting old. But
Yeah,
it's
pretty much. I
worth every penny.
Yeah.
It is.
Money well spent.
I
Yep.
try and talk. I try and talk.
Once
to
you say
Sophie.
X-rays, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're done.
I try and talk to Sophie. I'm like, Sophie, you're 9. You're not 2 anymore. Stop.
I know, but
Because she plays like she's 2,
Yep.
and then she lays down and gets back up and starts limping, and I'm like,
yeah, right?
stop that.
Yeah.
St. Joseph's aspirin. Have you
Oh,
ever
okay.
given that to a dog before?
No.
I don't know who told me that years ago.
That works for Bo every time, doesn't it? For you?
Yeah, and I worked on Bailey, the dog, 17, and I'd give her a couple of St. Joseph's. You can give them up to 3 or 4 based on their body weight. Always worked with her. And she lived to be 17.
I should
Oh,
try
mine
that.
are only one. Oh,
But
God, Avery's only
she's
one.
so bad at taking pills.
How's Avery only one? And Paisley turns 3 on Monday.
Oh, they're still babies.
They're still babies, but it goes.
It goes so fast.
I mean,
fast.
Avery could be 10 at any time. That'd be great.
No, I
It's
feel
like,
like
fast forward.
once they hit 5, Once they hit 5, that's like the golden point where
Yeah.
they're still
Yes.
young,
Yep.
Yeah.
but they're just as happy to like once they get their energy out, just as happy to
Freya's
just
6.
cuddle up with
Yeah,
you.
I really think.
I thought she was still 3 or 4. I'm not kidding.
Right?
I don't know. Any shout
We
outs?
digress way hard.
Way hard.
Give
way hard.
Devin Williams a shout out, closer for the Yankees. You got anything?
Okay. Oh yeah, I have a couple of things.
Oh,
well,
not
first
the closer
off,
for the Yankees anymore.
yeah, fucking finally.
Yeah, but how about us setting a record?
Oh, look, she effed it, and we
Yeah.
didn't get through the first 15 minutes. I love it.
I mean, we did hit 3 home runs to start a game for the second time this season.
Yep.
First time in
4
NBA,
home
MLB.
runs in an inning. They almost hit for a cycle, but they took the triple away. It was 205,000 fans in the first night, 175,000 for the day 2,
What,
and
like-
220,000 for day 3.
Why?
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 Yep.
Also,
Why
where
is
did
it
they go to the
happening?
bathroom?
Yep.
Oh,
That's
there-
what I want to know.
well, there's got to be 1,000 porta potties somewhere,
Like,
right?
I don't-
See, that's the thing that I always talk about New Year's
New Year's Eve. Like,
in
where
New
do
York
they go
City.
to the bathroom?
They wear Depends.
They have to.
And same
Wow.
thing for the same day for the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah,
they just
you
have
have
to wear
to.
Depends because no one lets them in.
I
Yeah.
looked at, it was in Detroit last year, and I said, freaking crazy how many people are there. And then you look at Green Bay, and it was cold there,
Yeah.
too. I'm like, nope.
And there was
No.
not many people. Like, it was this 3rd and 4th round. I'm like, what are these people doing?
I think it was because Shador Sanders still hadn't been drafted yet. Not that he was
Wait,
going to
wait,
walk
wait.
across the stage. I mean, we're probably going to say his name one too many times.
Yeah.
But understand it's our first show since the
Yep.
draft, okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, CB. You had shout outs and I cut you off.
My other one shout out is I don't know when this interview was, but Reggie Miller did like a podcast, and on it he started talking about his sister. And he got super emotional and just basically said, I grew up in the house with the greatest women's basketball player ever. And he got so emotional.
All right.
It was so adorable. Just the respect and the love that they have for each other. So check that podcast out.
I don't
So-
know who's cooler, him or Cheryl Miller. They're
Cheryl,
both pretty
100%.
freaking
Yeah.
She's a
cool,
freaking
man.
badass, man.
She is a badass.
I mean, Reggie's this big. She could take him.
She literally, she probably beat him up on the
recently.
basketball
Yes,
court.
Yeah.
recently, or this might have been on the Reddits, they did like a one-on-one. It was at some event, and she like destroyed him.
Yeah. I mean, that guy could shoot, though.
Yeah.
Freaking
And he was a
A,
Knicks
shoot.
killer, man. I tell you
Him
what.
and Spike Lee should have done a show
Yes.
back in the day.
Yes.
I think they could still
gosh.
do it now, but mic them both up during
Yeah.
games would have been
That
the best
would've-
thing.
Yeah.
Even now, that'd
Yeah.
be amazing. And then just a quick shout down. I'm not even going to go into it. Well, yes, Yankees finally got rid. Like,
And I'll
Williams.
take. I said that was a great trade, and it still
was.
may work out.
but you know what
but
it is? It's New York.
Thank you, CB, because I'm like, it's New York, Milwaukee, New York.
It's a totally different ball game.
Holy
and
moly!
every single game matters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he had something like an 11 something ERA. But my whole thing is
Jesus, he's never.
Weaver.
had-
Luke Weaver's been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been amazing. He took us through the World Series. Like you couldn't
Right.
ask for anything more from Luke Weaver.
Right.
So I wasn't mad about them getting him.
Right,
But I
right.
also didn't understand like why it wasn't such a
It wasn't a need.
Right.
But so he pitched in the 8th inning. Was it the other day? And
Williams
in a
did?
close game. Yeah, a close game. We were down by 1, but he got through
Taking
the
some
inning.
pressure, going to the 8th, be
It
a
was still
setup.
it was still pretty high leverage, but he got through the game. So, but Luke Weaver deservedly is the Yankees closer.
Finally.
Very
finally.
deservedly.
And then just a quick, I'm not going to go into it. Shout down to, I hate to say this, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
That's it. We're not going further into it.
You're not
Did you
gonna
post
put-
a picture?
You're not going to put the picture
I
out.
would
I
just
didn't
put-
put the, I didn't know. I
Okay.
didn't put the picture. I didn't want to get into it.
It makes
but
me want to.
It broke my heart.
Yeah.
It broke my heart
Like,
just because
Yeah.
I respect him a lot and he was
I
dying
even
forever.
tried to stick
I was
up for
like,
him.
I know. Like, what? Yeah. But how can you?
I can't.
You take one look at that picture and you're like, yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
That's when you know that they really just care about money.
Exactly.
That they just care about money. They
Yep.
don't care about anything else.
When
Yeah.
you sent that picture to Wheels and I was like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah.
We don't get into politics on the show, just
No.
sports, but what's happening? Karen Safford needs to let you know there's also something at the draft. in Green Bay. Is it called the Yellow Tent? Karen, you need to explain.
Bunch of Asians there.
No.
Gotcha.
It's the non-alcoholic version, so
Okay,
that
so
people can view the
Yellow
draft.
tent.
Yeah.
She's going to have to tell you. It was a great story, and I didn't get it from her because, at all these sporting events,
Yeah.
alcohol
Yeah.
reigns supreme. It's pouring like a river, and it was a story she read about the area that they have, and they do it at Packers games as well. So you can just kind of take yourself out of the equation a little
Yeah.
bit, yet still enjoy.
Yeah, I
But
have to tell
CB, that was a good
man.
one.
I can tell you guys a story off air sometime.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So as you can see, there's more suitcases in the studio than we've ever had, and we're going to be unpacking so many layers of the NFL
yeah.
draft.
So many.
So many
yeah.
layers. We titled the show Evaluating This because, well, I still want to know if Mel Kiper has lost his mind and is in another
What do you-
country.
Yeah.
What do
Because he should be.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yes, he embarrassed himself after
Yeah.
50 years. Well, not 50,
He lost all credibility for
he
me.
did.
For me. I
I'm
was
like, dude, relax.
And then, but also just the fact that it took away from what was actually happening.
Right.
Like, these kids, their dreams are coming true, and
Yep.
you're so stuck on this one
player.
obnoxious
Yeah.
kid.
Who, as Jeff
He's a Nepo
Bergeron
baby.
said,
He's a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Yep. As Jeff Bergeron said to me when I walked into the studio, and he was right. He said he's a mediocre quarterback
Yeah.
in a mediocre quarterback draft class.
Yeah.
And I said, you're absolutely right. We all fell for the name.
Yep.
A little bit of his game at Colorado, where you could throw the ball 60 times a game. If you look at his body of work, and there are things we'll talk about later on, but yeah, Mel Kiper, I'm sorry I brought him up now, but he lost his shit. He lost his shit for 3. And then the last day, I think, he's like yelling at Louis Riddick, who works for ESPN. He was a GM once upon a time. He's an evaluator on ESPN, who literally all he was trying to do, I'm really digressing now, all he was trying to do was tell him what organizations think and how the process works out. And, this kid kind of tanked some of his interviews
He
because
had
he
to.
didn't.
And
no,
we'll
he
talk
did.
about those rumors. We'll talk about
So
those.
all Lewis is
They're
trying
wild.
to do is tell him how it's run.
Right.
Because he is a player personnel guy for the Eagles. There was another organization he worked for. So that's all he's trying to tell Kiper. And Kiper is screaming at him across the set. And I'm going, oh, dude,
Did he put money
look
on this or
like-
something?
You look like a fool right now.
Yeah.
Like, did he put
He looked
money
like
on,
I don't know, but he looked like a fool. I digress now. I was
I
going
mean,
to
we
talk
all
high
were-
school sports, and I'm talking about Mel Kiper.
Yeah. I mean, we were all shocked.
Yeah.
Like everybody was.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. But
I
mean,
wasn't. But then round
I was
5,
that he
I
went-
was.
yeah. Yes.
Like,
That I was.
less shocked that he slipped to round 2, but when he didn't get drafted in round 2, then I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Correct. That's
Yeah.
when I was like,
That's
what
two.
are teams doing? Like the 2 teams that really needed a quarterback that didn't take one, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, which we will. Norwich Cadets, we talked about last week, having one of the best seasons in the GNAC, I can say it. They won their quarterfinal game against Dean 18-6, and they are playing as we speak in the semifinal against Johnson and Wales, over in Providence, Rhode Island. The sad part for me is my friend Caitlin Fielder is not playing in that game. We talked about her having 25 goals in 7 games due to a concussion. But best of luck to the cadets over in Providence, Rhode Island. How about Otter Valley softball? Give me an update. Give us all an update, not just me.
3-2 current record.
Nice.
They've had some blowout victories. Last week they beat Rutland. I think it was 20-7. But game last night, Bellows Falls, good Division III team.
Yep.
They have 1 loss. Good pitcher, Streeter. Good game, back and forth. Great pitching. Otter Valley's Sophie Parker. She's Addie's class. She's a sophomore. Great pitcher. She's going to be outstanding.
Nice. Just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore. She bats leadoff. She's just
Solid.
she's a great athlete. 5-4, Otter Valley lost.
Good game.
It was a very good game. Just some fundamental things here and there that that still happen because they haven't really been outside a lot either,
Right. Yep.
and haven't really played good competition also, which So they're 3-2. They play Mount Abe tomorrow.
Ooh, that'll be a big one.
So
Where's that at? Otter
it's
Valley
at
or
Mount Abe.
It's at Mount Abe.
Yes, their next 6 games are away at Otter Valley.
Speaking of Mount Abe, they are undefeated on the season.
So it will be a good game tomorrow.
Knocking off Spalding, I think, yesterday, 12-0. Out hitting the Tide 10-4, but the most impressive thing, it's all about defense with me, 0 errors.
Yeah, that's
by Mount
impressive.
Abe.
That's
Solid.
You don't see that in high school sports.
Right.
In high school softball, you just don't.
So undefeated
That's
on the
awesome.
season are the Eagles.
Oh boy, big game for Otter Valley.
Yeah,
Big
Crimson
game.
Tide slide to 1-4, but the big game for locally tomorrow is at Spalding High School, where they will be hosting U32 Raiders, who have gotten off to a pretty darn good start in the softball circle. And like you said, Wheels, they're just getting out there.
Yeah.
2 weeks in.
Now it's like game every other day.
Exactly.
Because
Now
of
it's
the weather.
gonna
Now it's like
ramp
it's
up.
go time.
Yep,
So.
it's going to ramp up big time. Harwood softball with a big 25-8 win over Randolph in the Capital Division. A big 4th inning propelled them to their first win of the season, putting them at 1-1. See, we're still just getting up and moving. Local lacrosse, Spalding boys lost 17-12 to Stowe. Exciting game. Evan Peliquin for the Tide, 5 goals. Eider Newland for the Stowe Raiders, 9 goals.
Holy shit.
9 goals. Okay, Mr. Newland.
Yeah.
On the girls' side, girls played Stowe as well. Stowe coming away with a double dip victory, 21-14. Peyton LaPearl with 6 goals for Spalding. But Eleanor Hazard and Ruby Blaze are the dynamic duo for Stowe, and they combined for 10 goals.
Easy 10.
Yeah.
Easy 10 goals. We'll start to take a look at some of the standings as high school spring sports is just starting to ramp up.
Yes, it is.
And can't wait to hear about the Mount Abe
It's going
Otter
to be a
Valley
good game tomorrow.
It's going to be a great game.
Good game. The weather looks decent for spring sports in Vermont, so it's
Yes. You got to keep the rain away.
yeah,
though.
it's
Gotta
pretty
keep the
weather. I
rain.
think it'll be like
Yep.
63. Yesterday was beautiful.
It was so nice.
It was a perfect day to watch
It was
softball.
Yesterday was fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even walking late last night was fabulous. A shout downs, and I mentioned Georgia Amore tearing her ACL 3 days before the start of the WNBA season.
That makes me so sad.
Devastating.
So sad.
Devastating.
You talk about good quarterbacks. I know you guys probably aren't going to know this name, but Jordan Travis, solid college quarterback for Florida State. This guy's so good. Pretty much shredded his ankle. Last game of the season, because that's when Florida State.
Right,
I
that's
think
when they didn't make it.
They didn't make it
yep.
because
Oh,
Travis
yep.
wasn't.
They took him
under
out,
center.
remember?
Yep.
So the Jets, still realizing how good this cat is, drafted him in the 5th round. He rehabbed all season. Can't make it work, announced his retirement.
Oh, no.
You know, at the age of like 23, you're announcing, and you
that
were a
sucks.
stud.
Yeah, he was good.
So
Ankles,
really,
man. Also.
Also stupid.
Never the same. Just never the same.
I want you to know that I'm telling your therapist friends at work that shoulders are stupid all the time. When they talk about a patient's shoulder, I'm like, well, they're stupid. And they give me a look. I'm like, look, Charlotte said. And then they're like, oh, okay. Charlotte says it,
Right.
then it's right. If you're saying it, Lori, it's not. So a lot of shout downs. A sad note. You had a sad one. I got an awful story to the point that I don't even know if I want to tell it. But my heart is just reeling for John Elway right now.
Yeah.
His NFL
Crazy.
agent, Jeff Spurback, they were on a golf cart, and he was on the back of the golf cart.
Yeah.
Elway was driving.
Yep.
Suffered a traumatic brain injury and actually passed away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, how do you recover from that?
Yeah. Try.
Yeah.
Like,
I just saw it as I was leaving the house, and I was
golf
like,
carts are like shady.
Yeah.
Depending on how
They
people
are.
drive them too quickly.
Yeah, they do.
There's no protection.
They
and
are.
especially if you don't tell hey, people if you just start.
Right.
I wonder if that's what, I don't know.
I'm going to give a shout out to Jen Esteville, one of our big time followers.
Yeah.
Minus her love for Oklahoma.
Well, that's what the shout out is. I'm sorry, but
Come on.
I did watch some softball this weekend, and great games, fabulous games between two powerhouses, the Oklahoma Sooners and the Texas Longhorns. But I did not expect Oklahoma to sweep the Texas Longhorns in a
They
three-game
are
series.
Texas's kryptonite. We cannot beat them.
I'm gonna get hit with the football right
I
now.
was like, that's wow. Jen says you love me, Jody.
Oh, she's lucky.
And you know it.
She's lucky.
I mean, I liked it when you were doing this for Jen, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's gonna
I'm
be
like,
for
oh,
Oklahoma.
and then it's Oklahoma. So now,
That just hits you where it hurts.
really, it really does. Way to kick a girl when she's down. Yeah.
And that game 3 wasn't. Oklahoma was about to run rule them.
Yes.
And Texas fought back. I mean, just came
Like,
up
why
a little short.
why can we not beat them?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that question.
I think it's a mental thing. Oklahoma is in their head, 100%.
100, and that happens.
Yeah.
You just said it, kryptonite.
It's
There's
their
always
kryptonite.
a team's kryptonite, and it really is them. 'Cause to me, those are the two teams that should be in the final.
I know.
I'm probably ditching on some other teams, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I cannot have Oklahoma win again. I can't, you guys.
Have they won the last 3?
Yes!
Because I saw a Sooner guy, and I'm trying to read a fan, and I'm like, oh, I think he's looking for a 4-peat. Oh, yeah, they have won the last 3, haven't they?
can't.
But
I
I
can't.
just wanted to. Okay, moving on. You know, I love getting you two going. I do. And when we get to the football side of it, you guys can't be pissed at the Giants, and I don't think you are. Even though they don't play in New York.
No, yeah.
For the first time, and I can't say how long, I am proud of them.
Me too. They did. We'll go into it.
We killed the
But
I'm just listening.
I was shocked.
I'm just listening.
Like, for once, we are happy with the Giants.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
One time.
It'll last.
It'll last till, like,
until the first game.
week 3.
I'm going to give Shador Sanders a positive note here. Not him. But did you hear about the fine to Jeff Albright's son who gave the fake call?
Listen. Oh my god. That's
Yeah.
What the heck? And he's 21.
Right.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
So the Falcons are paying $250,000 in fines.
Yep.
And his father, who's the defensive coordinator, is paying $100,000 out of his pocket.
The fact that they put that shit on social media. It's one thing. It's one thing to do it.
Yeah.
But then to show proof to fucking everyone that you did it.
Yeah.
Come on. That's 3.
I only have fun twice
That's
so far.
3.
though.
No, that's
Oh, it's 3?
Jen Esville says last 4.
That was Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks for that
In
correction.
case you were wondering.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, sorry. We're just going to digress all through this.
Karen also says it's called the yellow section, and it's for people who are in recovery or don't want to be exposed to alcohol. They have a safe place to watch the games from. It's a permanent fixture at Lambeau Field.
I love that.
That's
I
amazing.
love everything about Lambeau. I really do. And it is on my bucket list to go there when it's warm. Because and you know the other amazing thing? They always ride their bikes with a young fan when they have their camps, not their mini camps, their camps. And the fact that Commissioner Goodell came out on stage on a bike, that's Green Bay's thing.
Yeah.
That was actually really cool.
Yeah.
I know people don't like commissioners, but I happen to not mind
I don't mind him. No.
I mean, he gets booed all the time. But did you, how many times?
He kind of was like,
Yeah, he liked
go.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
He
And
knows.
how many times did you see him out roaming day 2 or 3 when he didn't have to do the pics anymore, having his pictures taken with everyone? I'm like, that's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. So I'm going to give him my biggest shout out of the day. All right. I think that's all we got for until we get into the second half of the show. Believe it or not, it's already the second half.
I believe it.
And we're going to get into football now.
Shocking.
Shocking. For the entire second half, we're going to get into the...
We're going to talk about the draft.
I'm going to start with this. CBS has said after free agency and the draft, these are your top 10 teams going into the next NFL season.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Yep.
I'll go 10 through 1 quickly.
Okay.
LA Chargers, Tampa Bay Bucks, LA Rams, Green Bay Packers, Washington Commanders. Your top 5, Baltimore Ravens, Detroit Lions, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. And the reigning champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, reigning at number 1. Right below them in 11 and 12, and I do feel it's important to say these two teams. Broncos at 11, Bengals at 12.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that list.
No.
What say you guys? You totally agree? I totally agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that list.
I'm not. I actually would bump the Commanders above the Ravens and put them in the
Yes.
top 5.
Yes.
I'm not jumping on a bandwagon, but I'm
Yeah.
liking what they're doing.
No,
Yes,
I would.
100%.
I would also.
I'm liking. CBS only gave. I don't know where I had it in my notes somewhere. They only gave 3 A's, and I think I know who the teams are, but I can't find it in my notes. Only 3 A's were given. Tampa Bay, hence why I'm wearing a Tampa Bay. The Chiefs and the Jags are the only ones to get an A in the draft.
Really?
Really?
That's it. I don't know if it was
We almost
Pete
lost CD.
Prisco.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with it's a solid A because there's a lot of A minuses that we'll get to as we, look at some of these teams.
I thought the Raiders did.
Obviously, the Jags made the ballsiest move
Yes.
I
Yes.
have ever seen.
Ever.
None of us.
Ever.
Yeah.
But thank God for Travis Hunter, he doesn't have to go to Cleveland.
Yes.
Like,
Could
Shit,
he
yes.
smile anymore?
How happy was he?
Oh,
Holy
like, thank
shit,
God.
he was dancing, walking
Like,
on
yeah.
air. Oh
I don't
my
blame him,
God.
man.
Me either.
Cleveland, Jacksonville, like, come on.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I know they gave up a lot, but then, in my head I go, did they really?
Right.
Yep.
Because it was a second rounder and a fourth
And
rounder.
Browns totally fumbled that. What the fuck did they
And
do?
that's exactly
during
where
the
we'll
draft?
go with
Well,
that.
and that just
That's 4.
that defines that
You're-
franchise.
Yeah,
anyway.
you're given a second, you're given a fourth. You're given a first round pick next year.
Yeah.
Which, fine, you have to
Right.
go up
Yeah.
that high
Right.
in the draft. And I have no problem with it. The Jags have said they intend to start Travis Hunter with the wide out room,
Okay.
wide
That
receiver,
makes sense.
and work him in. I know that a lot of people have said, which way is he going to go? I knew it was going to be
He's going to
receiver.
be primary receiver.
Yeah.
Opposite
Yeah.
Brian Thomas, we could be throwing the ball
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
Jacksonville
Yeah.
Jaguars. I will say this though,
Pretty
right
much
up until
Seriously.
right up until Tennessee picked, there was one team that kept calling them, and it was the New York Giants. The Titans
All right.
were
I'm
never.
so glad they didn't. Titans, thank you for not answering that call.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It said
Thank you.
it didn't stop the Giants. Adam Schefter reported that the Giants offered the 3 pick, a first rounder in 2026, and many other picks to move up 2 spots. And General Manager Joe Schoen acknowledged, indeed, he kept calling the Titans to try to move up to that one
Thank you,
spot.
Tennessee, for not, because I would be a not happy Giants
Okay.
fan today
No,
because we
yeah.
would have took Cam Ward, and you know how I feel about him.
Now, I will say this, though. Cam Ward is the only good quarterback in this draft.
Yep.
That's going to make a mark this year. There might be one more, but that's really going to be about it. CBS gave the Giants a C-
What?
for Jackson Dart. No, just for Jackson
Oh,
Dart.
just for
I was
Jackson.
gonna
Just
say,
for
I'm
Jackson
like,
Dart.
what?
Just for Jackson
Okay.
Dart.
Okay.
And just Jen
Again,
Estiville,
we trade. There's no reason to trade up for.
there
Yeah, I don't know why we.
Yeah.
somebody like New Orleans. The only team I can think of is the Saints jumping back in as well. And maybe we'll hear that, maybe we won't. But I told Jen Estiville on Thursday afternoon, she is my witness. I texted her and I said, the Giants are going to have one heck of a draft. They're going to have a good draft. And she, kudos to you, Lori, for being so optimistic, was what she said. But she even was happy with the Giants draft as well. I think with the Jackson Dart getting a C-, I think it literally is, why couldn't you have just waited
Right. Why,
and
yeah.
taken
Yeah.
him?
Why didn't you just wait? I still didn't. I didn't understand that. I'm not mad about the pick, like taking
Exactly.
him.
Me too.
Right.
But
Me too.
I didn't understand why we. I didn't understand why we had to trade up.
Yeah.
To take him in the first round. This doesn't make any sense.
No.
And when that happened, that's when I knew Shedeur Sanders was in for a long draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people then, what I kept hearing from evaluators, not Mel Kiper, but evaluators, is he's a second round quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to slide to the 5th round has everything to do with him and his father.
Yep.
Jen says she said it and she was right.
Everybody's saying Deion Sanders is to blame. Papa's to blame.
100%.
You're going 100%?
Yes.
I don't know if he's all to blame,
but it's a big part.
It's a big part. I mean,
Because-
Shedeur, his head can't fit through this room. So,
And here's the thing, like Dion could have done that in his draft because he's a generational talent.
correct.
Right.
Shedeur is not.
No.
That's it.
They-
Go ahead.
Like
Sorry.
if you have a huge ego, but you have the talent to back it up,
Right.
that's one thing. They expect you to do that, right?
Correct.
We talked about like all pro athletes have to be cocky
Yes.
to some level.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
But
gotta have that confidence.
total disrespect and unpreparedness that he went into these interviews, like they should have gotten the man an agent before this
Yeah.
Yep.
to get him ready
Yep.
for what he was going to see.
Yep.
And really, it was just the disrespect. No one thinks he's coachable.
Right.
Right.
And remember I had said that the Giants were bringing him back in and Dable was going to run him through his system. And I'm not saying it was the Giants. I think it was many other teams where he just couldn't answer the questions. Or he then just didn't show an interest in wanting to
Right.
answer them. And maybe I just don't belong here.
Right.
Because if you're not going to take me, somebody else is
Right.
going to
Yep.
take me.
That was the thing where like they showed him, like apparently they showed him some of his errors, like his interceptions and his bad
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah.
And like,
Yes.
hey, what happened here?
Yeah.
Right.
Can you analyze yourself?
Yes.
And he's like, maybe I'm just not a good fit for this team. And
Yeah.
just fucking would refuse to answer to any of his mistakes.
I mean, but you're right about the agent thing. Like, they
Yeah.
should have got him
Yeah,
an agent. I mean,
100%.
his brother got one.
Yeah.
Like, his brother flat out said, all I had was my dad, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's not working for me. And then
Yeah.
he got an agent.
Yeah. He got an agent. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't know. But it had to have been all those interviews, the cockiness,
Yeah.
like, well, if all you're asking me is to pinpoint and be nitpicky about my mistakes, then I'm not, this is not for
And
me.
Dion was listening to teams.
Yeah.
He was trying to pull a Manning.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
listening to teams. These are the teams I want him to go to.
Yeah.
These are the teams I don't want him to go to.
Yeah.
And I think the NFL as a whole said, F you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an honor for you to get drafted.
Yeah.
Right.
Period. I mean, did anybody see Will Campbell, the offensive tackle
Yes.
for
Oh
the
my
Patriots?
gosh.
So happy.
That was the most
Real tears.
horrible
Real tears.
thing. Oh, and he's like, I'll die for
Yeah.
for Drake
I
May.
will protect Drake
Yeah.
May. I mean, I'm like, I want him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want him. And speaking of offensive linemen, it was predicted 7 would go in the first round, 8.
Yeah.
I felt that everything was, the first round of the draft was building your line, whether
Yep.
it was offensive or defensive.
Yep. 100%.
It was building your line.
100%.
I mean, a lot of offensive linemen, a lot of defensive line, a lot
Yep.
of defensive tackles
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
And I'm like building through the trenches. I think they're learning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So, and tight ends.
Well,
I think
we were right about a tight end going early. We just had the wrong tight end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if
Which
Jacksonville had
surprised
stayed,
me.
Yeah.
you know, not
Yeah.
Jacksonville. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
yeah.
If they had stayed, they might have taken him.
Yep.
I was surprised that Loveland went ahead of Tyler Warren.
I was
Me too.
very surprised.
Me too.
Yeah.
The more I listen to the evaluators, and I'm only doing this because of Mel Kiper, sorry. I like Loveland. I like where he went. I mean, the Bears are just freaking lock and loaded.
Yeah, they are.
Bears look
But Tyler
dangerous.
Warren literally falling to the Colts.
Yeah.
I've never liked the way the Dolphins drafted, but they were picking at 13th, and I'm like, trade out, because somebody's got to want Tyler Warren.
Someone.
And nobody did. And the Colts ran that pick up
Oh,
because
yeah.
that pick was in within 30 seconds.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, I'd run it up too. I think there was, I think it was 7. We had Loveland, we had Warren, we had Mason Taylor, we had Ferguson. So we had 5 go in the first 2 rounds. You don't really hear a ton
No,
of tight ends.
you don't.
No.
And that's impressive. And the impressive thing is sometimes it's a lost position, but I think it's come back.
It has.
Yeah.
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 Who do you think brought it back? I look at all the really good tight ends right now. I don't think Travis Kelce brought it back. I'm like, did the Laportas and the McBrides in the last couple of years bring it back?
Yeah.
Or did,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's back. They want that
is.
athletic
It is.
big
Yeah,
man
the big guy.
Yeah.
that can just run up that seam and is going to go get those jump balls. So I was just trying to figure it out. Maybe it was Kelce, but it's just been the last
kinda think it- I
3
don't
or
know.
4 years.
Yeah.
More. But there's.
I think it's just the way the game's changing.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it wasn't just one person. I think it's just the way the game's really changed in the last 5 years.
So with Shedeur falling to the 5th round, okay, All right, he falls to the 5th round. NFL evaluators, scouts, coaches, GMs, not impressed.
Right.
You're not going to tell us, we're going to tell you. It was an average quarterback draft. It truly,
very
truly,
average. Yes,
truly was.
very.
We'll probably never see a quarterback draft like this again.
No.
I looked at a way too early 2026, and there's 5 quarterbacks going in the top
Yep.
10 to
Yeah.
15
Yeah.
next year if everyone goes to the draft. So I was like, it just was a very, very weak class. And Shador is an average quarterback with average arm strength.
Yep.
And he's not a big-time scrambler
No,
either,
no,
which
no.
is the other way the NFL is
Yep.
going. Give me a scrambling
Yep.
quarterback.
And also, if you don't have a great arm and you're not a scrambler,
Yep.
you have to know your X's and O's.
Correct.
And if you don't know your X's and O's, then
Right.
you're not going to make it.
Right.
You're
Yep.
not going to make it.
I mean, I heard doesn't have the physical traits, doesn't have the arm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you start saying those over and over again from evaluators or scouts, then you go, oh, I guess I do understand. I questioned the Steelers, but then when Mike Tomlin said we needed a defensive tackle, and there was 5 worthy of the first round, and Harmon was the one that fell to them. He's like, and we needed a running back.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm sorry, we went with our needs.
Needs, yeah.
And they also know Aaron Rodgers is going to be their quarterback this year. Let's face it.
Yeah.
They know that.
Is your sister okay?
She admitted to it.
She did.
She did
Okay.
admit to it.
Admitting it is first,
Yeah. And of all these average quarterbacks, the Giants getting Will Howard in round 6, he could easily beat Mason Rudolph out and back up
Yeah, the Steelers, you mean.
Aaron
Got him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, I mean, good, you got one in the 6th round.
Yeah.
All the Kyle McCord, I love
Yeah.
Kyle McCord. He's going to back up Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Sure, in round 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, sure.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers, sure.
Yeah.
You're drafted in the 7th round. You're going to back up Tua. I love that because you know what? You're the type of quarterback that has to get rid of the ball really, really fast. And that's what Miami is about.
Right.
And Tua's never going to make it through a season. We all know that. And they keep bringing in these has-beens to back them up here. So you might as well.
Yeah.
That's what it was all about at the quarterback position.
Gail says I'm not okay, but I see it coming. She's accepted
Sorry,
her fate.
sis.
She
Yeah,
accepted
sorry.
her fate.
Sometimes you just got to accept it.
So with that Browns, talking about Cleveland, 7 picks in the draft.
2 quarterbacks and 2
2
running backs.
quarterbacks.
And 2 running backs.
And 2 running backs.
in like 2 rounds.
What are you doing?
In 2 rounds.
If you don't
What are
make
the
the
first 5
playoffs
rounds?
this year, fire your whole personnel
What are
scout
they-
team.
What? Why?
Why?
Yeah. I don't
Do
get
any
it.
of us get it?
No.
I don't get it.
No.
No.
That
2 running
franchise
ba-
is a shit show.
And here's
It
the
is,
other
it
thing.
is.
We like Dylan Gabriel, but I'm not. He's small. He's
Yeah.
stature small. But I hope he makes it. You took him in the 3rd
Right.
round. I'm
Right.
like, okay, so there's your quarterback.
Yeah,
So
why?
then you
Unreal.
trade
Unreal.
up in the
Right.
5th round? What
Right.
the hell is
I don't-
going on?
I don't-
It makes no. Someone was high on something.
Oh my
They were
God.
just tripping.
It
You
doesn't
had
make any sense.
6 other chances to take him.
Yeah.
Then take
It
him.
makes no sense.
No.
Baffled. That was, and if they make the playoffs, I don't know. Is it Joe Flacco? That's what I'm hearing. That Joe Flacco's the quarterback.
Yep.
He
Yeah,
did
he's
get him
the-
to the playoffs
Yep.
2 years
Yeah.
ago. Shador Sanders landed in a good spot, meaning the quarterback
Because
room.
the-
The quarterback room.
Yeah.
Who's in there?
Right.
Tyler Shugg landed in a great spot, and he was taken 40th overall.
Yep.
I mean, he was the 3rd quarterback taken. I think Shugg landed in a great spot because him and Kellen Moore will work very well together.
Yes.
I think Jalen Milroe ended in a good
Yes, he
spot,
did.
too.
Yes.
Round 3
Yeah.
Yep.
behind Sam Darnold means
Yep.
you're going to be the quarterback
Yep.
in a couple of years.
Exactly.
If not this year.
Yep.
I heard evaluators say he could beat Sam Darnold out in camp, and I'm like, I wouldn't
I think
go
that's
that
a little.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I, think that's
I
a
wouldn't go
little
that
soon.
far. They really wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't be surprised though if he's starting next
Yeah.
year. Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't
next
either.
year. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if
I wouldn't be surprised this year either. Like I don't know. I'm still not sold on was Sam
Darnold.
Darnold a one-hit wonder.
I'm sold on him in Minnesota. That's why I praised him last
Yes.
year.
Yeah.
Not
Right.
sold on him in Seattle.
Correct. So
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Milroe gets a start this coming season, like
I agree.
mid-season. Like
Yeah.
if Sam, I feel like he's gonna have a tight leash. I guess.
Yes.
My feel-good story of the draft, because I do like
There were
Cam
so
Ward.
many.
Yes,
So many.
so many. Jack
So
Besh.
many.
Jack Besh
Besh.
getting drafted by the Raiders, who, yes, I would give an A to the Raiders as well.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, and this is what I will say, I think he is the most ready. He's going to be the starting quarterback. Will Levis is not. The fact that that young man went up on stage dressed down, and I don't mean dressed down, it was bad. There was no bling.
Yeah.
There was no bling here, there was no bling here, and there was none in his mouth either. He just went up on stage dressed in a nice suit. I think it had like a t-shirt on it. It just looked very nice. Very, very, very well-spoken man.
Yes.
His head is on straight.
Yep.
I'm sorry, we've been talking about Shador. Everyone's talking about Shador.
Yeah.
Cam Ward's head is on straight.
Yes.
The fact that at his presser, his first one in Nashville, Warren Moon walks in
Yes.
and unretires number one
Yep.
to give to him,
Yep.
that says a lot.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
You don't unretire numbers.
No.
Warren Moon, a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A legend.
Shout out
And
to
it was-
Moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Also, shout out to Moon.
And he knew it. Cam Ward didn't just go, oh, yeah, that's cool. He knew it. He
Yeah.
was humbled.
Yeah.
Going, I get to wear number one.
Right.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Flip side of that, you guys are going to love this. Lawrence Taylor
I knew
Yes.
you were going there. I knew you were going there.
is saying, no freaking way Abdul
Atta
Carter's
boy,
getting
LT.
number 56.
No freaking
But
way.
I totally get it though. It's Lawrence friggin' Taylor.
No,
Can I give you his quote? Because you guys are going to love this.
We're like double.
This week he said, I don't care if it's 00.
Yep.
You got it. And then make it famous.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Carter needs to get Taylor to talk to Warren Moon. We're just going to bring that whole story together.
Laurelyn.
I don't
shout out
care
to
if
Moon.
it's 00.
Yeah.
And you know what, LT? Good job. I love
Yeah,
what Warren Moon
you
did.
can't.
It's Lawrence Taylor.
It's freaking Lawrence Taylor.
No, it's Lawrence freaking Taylor.
Lawrence freaking Taylor.
Lawrence friggin' Taylor. You can't. You can't.
No. And I would have been pissed at him if he said
Me
yes.
too.
Yes.
Me
Like
too.
literally
Yep.
pissed.
You can't.
Yep, and I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
you know, I love a good quote.
50,
and
you
it's from
just can't.
LT.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one
It's
can.
a
No
quote from
Giants player
LT.
can wear that number. They
No.
just can't.
So give me a feel-good story. I gave my Cam Ward one. Jack Besh getting drafted was absolutely fabulous.
the
Will
kid's
Campbell
name?
crying was absolutely amazing. And Jack Besh, let's not forget, his brother was one of the unfortunate innocent bystanders that got hit in New Orleans during
Right.
that terrorist attack.
Yep.
He went on to be the MVP of the Senior Bowl. Good guy. Good guy.
Very good
I
guy.
loved it when Ashton Genty got taken by
Yeah.
the Raiders and then Jack Besh. Boom.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my other feel-good story.
Did you hear the Derek Harmon story?
That's what I
Oh
was
my
gonna
God,
say,
go ahead,
yeah.
CB. Absolutely amazing.
I knew
Go.
Harmon. I couldn't remember his first name.
I know. I just googled. him.
Okay, I was
What's his
like,
name?
it's
What's his
Har.
name?
I know Harmon is his last name, but I
Tell
couldn't.
the listeners, because this
Yeah.
is...
This is a.
Basically, so his mom apparently has a long history of, she's had a lot of brain surgeries and was on pretty much life support at that point.
Yeah.
He gets drafted. They ask
First
him what,
round.
First round.
By the
They-
Steelers.
They ask him what he's going to do, and he's like, I'm going to go see my mom. And so he goes to the hospital, sees his mom, and then his mom passes away that night.
Yeah.
Like,
Let that
he
sink
can
in.
Yeah.
go, he went and he was able to tell her that he made his dreams, he got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, okay,
Yeah. I'm
That's
good.
exactly it.
That's exactly
She's
it,
like,
yep.
I'm okay. My
Yep,
boy's
yep.
okay.
Yep.
he's okay.
And Mike Tomlin's going to take good care of you,
Oh,
too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what a story, huh?
Yeah.
But there's always. That's another reason why I love the draft, because there's always these feel good stories that you don't know about until that night, and then
It's all,
Just
and,
makes you really root for these kids.
it does.
and it's
Yeah.
all in what you believe. I truly believe his mother heard it.
Yeah. 100%.
Everything he said to her that night.
And also, especially for football, a lot of these kids are coming from nothing.
Right.
Their family
Right.
is putting everything they have into these kids, right?
Everything- yeah,
It's
amen.
a lot of working class. It's not like, it's not a Shador Sanders situation. Where
Correct.
His parents
Correct.
are loaded,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's so cool to see.
That's probably the better story. And Karen had told me that story, and I was like, wow. And no doubt mom heard and said, okay.
Yep. Yep. I'm good.
My boy's good.
Did you hear the millions that you lose when you're not drafted in rounds 1 or 2?
He lost $13 million.
Yeah. Do you think he'll miss it?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
And with that, we are done talking about Shador Sanders. I do have a whiteboard question that he is in. I felt that A's should have been handed out to the Patriots,
Yeah.
the Carolina Panthers, and the Raiders.
Yeah.
Giants not far behind.
No.
Mel Kiper. I'm saying Mel Kiper.
Maybe
more
we
than
have to
Aaron
stop
Rodgers.
talking about Mel Kiper after.
Mel Kiper gave 1A. Did you guys know that?
No.
The Browns.
What?
The man has lost his mind. Lost his mind.
What?
We're in the fourth quarter, and I had to save that one for the fourth quarter. I'm like,
does he have CTE?
One.
He has gone mad.
yep.
I now worry about him.
Yeah, I'm a little worried.
If he's that pissed that he said Shedeur Sanders is my number one quarterback ahead of Cam Ward,
Yeah.
and he's like embarrassed,
Right.
you're literally rolling the dice.
Yeah.
We put 10 things on a board,
Yeah,
and we had
yeah.
5 of them right because the trade was made. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
You're guessing. I
Right.
know you're an evaluator.
Yeah.
He also went so far as to say the last day of the draft, and I laughed so hard I couldn't stop laughing. He said, I've been watching this draft for years, and for the last 40 to 50 years, scouts, evaluators, GMs, and coaches don't have a clue, and these were his words, on how to evaluate quarterbacks. Mel Kiper
Wow.
said this. And
What
I'm like,
credibility does he
buddy,
have?
buddy.
What credibility does he have?
And he used Tom Brady, I get it, Joe Montana and Boomer Esiason. I'm like, well, you just said 40 to 50 years, and that's 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's 3. Right.
Okay?
Right.
Right.
He went bonkers.
Yep.
And the thing is, Sanders still could make it. He still could start this year for
could.
Cleveland.
He could.
He really could. Or he might not make the team.
Right.
You don't know.
No.
All right, only A he gave. Come on.
What?
Come
He's
on, buddy.
smoking
I am now concerned about him.
He's smoking something.
Yeah.
He's lost his shit.
Yeah.
He has lost his shit. And the Cleveland Browns, in taking 2 quarterbacks, that's the first time in draft history that rounds 1 through 5, 2 quarterbacks were taken. Last time was 1971. Go
Wow.
Cleveland. 54 years ago.
Wowza.
Yes, so team evaluators don't know what they're doing. That was all Mel Kiper. A lot of teams are waiting for next year's draft
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the quarterback
Valid. Yeah,
position
valid. I get
as
that.
well. And just not a good draft.
No.
Who would you guys give A's to? Now that I blurted off 8 teams.
I mean, I definitely think the Jags, because they just made the trade of the draft. I mean, they.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Raiders. I
Yeah.
totally agree with that.
Yeah. Who else? Who else? Bengals did terrible.
The Bengals did
Yeah,
terrible.
they did terrible.
I've got some notes in front of me. The Cardinals had a very good draft because they got one of those defensive tackles, and Will Johnson, who is going to be
He's
a
going
stud,
to be great. Yeah.
fell to the second round, concerns about his knee.
Yep.
So they literally stole him. So now they have actually their first 3 picks were all defense. And I think the Cardinals deserve a B+. Falcons did a good job by getting, Jalen Walker just fell to them.
Yeah.
I still don't know how that happened. They traded up for James Pierce Jr., so they have 2 pass rushers, but they gave up a first-round pick to the Rams next year. And Xavier Watts. So the Falcons got better on the defensive side. What I saw was teams not reaching, but saying, we need these pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Shedeur Sanders fell, but we don't want him or need him.
Right.
The Baltimore Ravens had a very good draft as well. They always seem to. I thought Jahad Campbell was the best linebacker in the draft, and he fell to the Eagles.
Of course he did.
Fucking of course. 4.
This guy is a
5.
stud.
How many? How many is that?
How do the Eagles always seem to get
He's a stud.
these?
And
they get better on defense every
Yeah.
single
So annoying.
friggin'
even though
year.
they lost 3 studs in free
So annoying.
agency,
No.
they had people waiting in the wings. Campbell may not start out the year. It's shoulder surgery that he has had. But he's good. He's really, really good. And Josh Simmons, I thought, was the best offensive tackle. He was picked last because the Eagles and the Chiefs flip-flopped at the end of round 1. So he was picked last by the Chiefs. And to me, he's the best offensive tackle. So the Chiefs got better too.
Yep.
He has a patella injury. I don't know if he had surgery. So that's the question mark on Josh Simmons. So a lot of the teams that were already good got better.
Yeah, rich get richer.
Yeah.
I thought the Raiders had a great draft. I really, really did.
Although I was surprised the quarterback situation. I thought they.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought they would go higher.
I did too.
The Bengals took a chance. Shamar Stewart he had a great combine. He literally had like 5 sacks his
Yeah, I
whole
know.
career at Texas A&M, and I'm like, he's raw.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to develop him. So I don't know. The Bengals needed to load up on the defensive side.
Yeah.
And they really, they didn't have a great draft.
The Panthers also are getting an A from a lot of people. They took Tet McMillan at number 8 overall. Thought that was a little high.
Yep.
But they said that Bryce Young was pounding the table for this guy. Nick Scorton, the edge from Texas A&M, is solid. So I just think the Panthers are getting better. And I've liked their last couple of drafts. I think one of the best teams in the draft as well was the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
I just didn't think they could get better after free agency.
Yeah. They're looking dangerous.
They are scaring the living daylights out of me.
Yeah.
That NFC North,
Yeah.
It's going to be brutal.
Yeah, it is.
it's the black and blue division because they're going to beat the crap out of one another.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Who do you think's the best team in that division right now?
Oh boy.
I mean, you've got the Bears, who are the most improved team. and
They're
have-
definitely the most improved.
And
yes.
now they have the coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now they have the coach.
Yep.
I still think right now the Lions are the best team.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the Bears are knocking on the door.
Yep.
The Vikings
The
season will-
Vikings is going to depend on
JJ. Yeah, it's going to depend on
It's
JJ.
all going to depend on him.
All the
Yeah.
pieces are there.
Yeah.
Because free agency-wise, the Vikings loaded up on defense
Right.
as well.
Right. And Green Bay, I mean,
Got a good receiver.
They got a good receiver. It's all going to be with them. Jordan Love, is he
Yeah.
going to be this?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
which
Right.
Jordan Love are you going to get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He's got like 6 receivers now.
Yeah.
And Matthew
Yeah.
Golden will probably be the best one.
Yes.
Yep.
You got a good running back. You got a good tight end and Tucker Kraft. Yeah.
yeah. So for me right now, with the experience, Detroit right now is the team to beat.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
for
Bears
sure.
they are scary.
They are super scary.
Yeah.
My favorite pick in the first round, you know how you always have it was Jahdae Barron, who was the cornerback from Texas, who can play multiple positions in that backfield. I thought, and again, Miami doesn't draft well. He should have gone to Miami. He fell to 20th to the Denver Broncos,
Oh.
who also
Nice.
have in that backfield the defensive player,
Player of the year.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
Patrick
say, yeah.
Surtain.
Surtain, yeah. Who is awesome.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be-
mind blown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mina Kimes and I were like, again, it was a draft where everybody was kind of on the plane.
Right.
It was an even playing field.
Yep.
You know, so it was a good draft to shore up many holes. The Jags, one thing, they're going to be exciting.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They have a hard time selling tickets. They're not going to have a hard time.
No.
Yeah.
They really aren't. The surprise to me was Mbuka, the receiver
Yeah.
I loved from
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Praise that guy.
Yeah.
Shocked he went to Tampa.
Me too.
Because Jalen McMillan was drafted last year and had
Yeah.
a phenomenal rookie season
Yeah.
when Godwin went out. So I'm like, I don't understand. You guys could have taken somebody on the defensive side, which they did with the remainder of their picks. That's why they got an A. But Godwin, you're not assured that he's going to come
Right,
back from this
right.
injury. This is the second or third major injury.
Yeah.
Mike Evans isn't getting any younger. So they literally have 2 young kids ready to go.
Yeah.
So that was impressive to me as well. A great draft, fun draft. Again,
It's always
rounds
fun,
1
yeah.
through 7. You're getting some undrafted players that are going to make
Yep.
ball clubs as well. So with that being said, we're going to go back to Whiteboard Wednesday to end our show.
What?
I gotta see if I understand all the questions. Who are the Indiana Fever opening up with? Do you know?
I don't.
I don't either.
Is it the regular season? Isn't Chicago?
Is it Chicago?
I think they open with Chicago
Oh.
because I think I think Vegas opens with New York.
Well, I was all about going to see Washington, but now I'm not going to see them because George A. Moore is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I will follow them
Oh yeah. for
because
sure.
you got Citron on that team, you got Kiki on
Yeah.
that team.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
Edwards.
fun team to
It's
watch.
going to be a great team.
Yeah.
Edwards already ready to go. All right, question number 1. Between free agency and the draft, I'm going to name. Am I going to name? Oh, yeah. Okay, let me do this. Between free agency and the draft, I'm going to name 4 teams that did not make the playoffs. Which team do you feel is now scary good and could make the playoffs?
Okay.
The Chicago Bears,
I'm gonna hate my okay.
the New England Patriots, the Jacksonville Jaguars, or the New York Giants? Ouch. You guys had built them up all show.
But
let's be
making
real.
the playoffs, though,
Yeah, let's.
you see that? You know what? Look at that division.
Okay, but in week 14, we're going to be sitting here talking about them possibly being a wild card team. Jen Estival, write that one
What are you
down.
putting money on
I
that?
know. What
just
we
saying
did
that.
our dinner. We still never got our Daniel
know.
Jones dinner.
Right? Between that,
Dude blew his knee.
that's true.
Nah.
Yeah.
We are betting the
Between
rebet
that and
the-
Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
gonna-
that's our rebet.
we're gonna be eating
The
good.
rebet
We're
is-
gonna have some good meals. I'm gonna wear my sweatpants, so I have
will
extra
have
room.
to. You will have to. The rebet is Lawrence will have better stats than Sam Darnold last year. Not Sam
Right,
Darnold
last
this year.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold last year. Okay. You guys good with that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Between free agency and the draft, which one of these playoff teams from last year has a chance to get to a championship game or a Super Bowl?
Okay.
The Washington Commanders, which didn't they get to the NFC Championship
They did.
game?
Yes.
They did.
All right. But I'm still going to keep then. Could they get to the Super Bowl? Washington Commanders, the Denver Broncos, or the LA Rams, who did get better in the draft as well.
Oh.
That's a tough one.
It is.
I think.
Oh, that.
And
that's tough.
I will also pick mine on
That's
here as
tough.
well.
Oh, that's a tough one.
That's tough.
Oh, who am I gonna choose?
I'm going to go against you guys on some of these, just to keep it interesting. All right. All right.
That one was tough. That one was.
And I
tough.
hope everybody, Jen Esteville, you better be answering these too. Rookie of the Year. Who will be the offensive Rookie of the Year?
Oh, jeez.
Omarion Hampton, who's the running back that went to the Chargers.
Yep.
Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, or Tet McMillan, or somebody else. You can say other. I don't like the 4 you gave me, Lori. Pick another one. I think we're all going to answer the same on that one. Along with that, who's going to be the defensive Rookie of the Year? Jahad Campbell, Jalen Walker, Jahdae Barron, or Abdul Carter, or somebody else?
Laura Lynn says Sky Commander votes for the Commanders. That's adorable.
2 more questions. The next one is, what quarterback will be the most successful through their first 2 years? Because I understand some of these guys aren't even going to start. Actually, through their first 3 years.
Okay.
Aren't going to start this year. Jackson Dart, Tyler Shugg, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, or Jalen Milroe?
Oh.
And I don't know why I'm answering this way, but I am going to answer that way. Dart, Ward, Sanders, Milroe, or Shugg. 3 years out. Who are we going to look back on this weak quarterback draft and go, damn, this guy's a stud?
Oh, God. I kind of have a tie. Does that count?
Sure. I mean, I gave you guys a lot there. There's 5 names there. As I take my glasses off and can't see a thing.
All right. I'm just going to keep it. I'm not going to do a tie.
The last question. It's an NBA question.
All right.
Right?
All right. I mean, the playoffs are getting good.
The playoffs are
are.
getting good.
Real good.
Tonight's games. There's 2 series that are at 3 games to 1.
Bye, LeBron.
Who closes
Bye-bye.
out a series tonight? Golden State over Houston or Minnesota over the Lakers? Or neither?
Or both.
Or both? Thank you, Wheels.
You're welcome. Bye, LeBron.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yep.
Ant-Man's got your number, and I love it.
Yep.
I had to do it because I'm like, Wheels has got to talk about Ant-Man.
Yeah. God, he's good. He is
God, he is
a
good.
cocky MF, but I tell
Oh,
you
he
what.
is. He's so fucking cocky.
But he
Here's a question.
He backs it up.
Here's
He
a
does.
question.
He does.
That's the thing.
So LA led that whole game until
whole
the fourth
game.
quarter
Yeah.
when Ant-Man took over.
Yeah.
If you're the coach of the Lakers, and I want to like JJ Redick, actually I like JJ Redick, are you seriously keeping your 5 starters
Yeah.
in for the entire second half?
Yeah.
One being LeBron James,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
40?
40.
40?
Yeah.
Is he over 40?
I thought
40.
42, I think.
Oh, yep.
What was he
Yeah,
thinking?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Even if you give him a break with a minute or two to go in the third
Yeah.
quarter, just and let him have that TV timeout between
Yeah.
quarters, I was like, dude.
Yeah. There was a couple coaching miscues. Thibodeau with the Knicks game last night. Then like
And the Pistons could be up 3-2 if that
Yes.
whistle was blown.
but
I'm
like
gonna say.
he has Brunson and Hart waiting to be checked into the game
Yeah.
with like 3 minutes or something left to go. There's no dead ball, no play, no nothing. Like the ball doesn't
my
go out of
God,
bounds.
no kidding.
Nothing. He doesn't call a timeout to get them in the game.
Really?
And they
Didn't
come
know
in
that.
with 30 seconds left in the game.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, but you got.
Why are you not calling a
You
freaking
can't
timeout?
tuck those timeouts in your back
Yeah, what
pocket
do you-
and bring
yeah.
them home. You can't do it.
That's so stupid.
You can't
They
do
sat there for literally almost 3 minutes
Oh,
to
geez.
check into the game. What are
it.
you doing?
Whoa, that might be worse than JJ Redick
Yeah.
right there.
What are you doing?
I mean, that's pretty close. I'm going to
Yeah.
put those.
Yeah.
I'm going to put those
That's
up close.
pretty bad.
And should there been a foul called in Game 4? That Pistons, did you guys see the shot at the end by Hardaway? And
did
literally
not.
he got the guy up in the air, and the Pistons lose by 1, and it's a 3-pointer. He was fouled. And Hart
Oh,
even
shit.
admitted, yeah, I got him with my body.
Yeah.
The officials are like, no, no foul, no call, and then they go back and they do the review thing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody reviews it and says, yes, it was indeed a foul. He would have had 3 foul shots.
Yeah.
Down by 1.
Oh, my
Well, it's just
gosh.
like, do you think Luka was fouled?
That one I didn't
Right.
see.
I think he just tripped.
Yeah.
If you watch
Yeah.
it, he just
That one I
tripped.
gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go watch.
You gotta go watch it.
Okay, so question number 1: through free agency and the draft, which team is now scary good and on the verge of making the playoffs? Chicago, New England, Jacksonville, or the football Giants?
I hate myself for saying this.
Go ahead.
Patriots.
I said the
I
Patriots.
said the Bears.
Yep. Those really are the only 2 teams.
Because I can't physically write Patriots.
Patriots?
My hand will not allow me to
as
physically
soon as you-
write it.
As soon as you said that question, I'm like, the Patriots are going to be an option. I'm going to hate myself because
Mike Vrabel's a really good
they
coach.
look.
Defense is so
they've
good through free
made
agency.
So many good moves.
Oh, they're
Did
going to
what
be.
they had to
Yes.
do.
They made
Oh,
so
100%.
many good moves.
And they might have the best running back in the draft in
Yeah.
Henderson.
Yeah.
Travion Henderson.
Yeah,
I'm like,
They did.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, they're
gonna
going to
like,
be good.
This is a really good football
Yeah,
team.
it is.
Which team that was in the playoffs last year is on the verge of possibly going to the Super Bowl? Washington Commanders, Denver Broncos, or LA Rams, or making a deep run?
I said the Rams.
Okay?
I said the Broncos.
I said the Broncos. Stop our unagiing here. I like the Rams.
I was going to say the Broncos.
I like the Rams,
but I
though.
went
They
with
look good.
Remember
compared quarterbacks, and
the Rams were the team that was how close to
yeah,
almost
they
knocking
should
out
have beat
the
Philly.
Eagles?
And
Yeah.
they should have.
Yes.
They should have beaten.
Yes.
But we can't ignore Washington either.
No.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Nope.
Yeah.
That team is scary good. That team has the best left tackle, I think, in the league. And they drafted a right tackle. It may take them a year, but that team's going up as well. Rookie of the year offensively. Omarion Hampton, Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, Tet McMillan, or somebody else.
I picked AJ. Genty.
I did too.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Is that who you?
Yeah,
I
me
said
too.
I think we're all.
You did
gonna
too?
pick
Me too.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I did.
Love that kid.
I do too.
Laura Lynn says Sky's mad at you, Jody.
Oh, great already.
Defensive.
That's not good.
Rookie of the year: Abdul Carter, Jahad Campbell, Jalen Walker, or Jahdae Barron. What say you?
I went with Carter.
Me too.
I had to.
I had to.
I'm so excited we got him.
Me too.
I went with
got it.
Jalen Walker. Okay, I have to break this up here.
I mean, we probably just jinxed the kid.
Yep.
But
The only reason he might is because you
he's
guys
on the
got a lot of
Giants.
defensive ends, so that rotation. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can move him around.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I digress as I'm thinking through. Well, yeah, that's a really good rotation. All right. 3 years from now,
This was a tough one.
this was really hard.
This was tough.
who do we think will be the best quarterback out of this draft? Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, Jalen Milroe, Tyler Shugg. I will go first.
Good.
And you guys are going to laugh at me for my pick. I picked Tyler Shugg based on where he is, his head coach, and Kellen Moore. He's going to put some stats up in 3 years because he's going to start this year. I wanted to take
Jackson Dart.
Jalen Milroe.
That's who I picked.
That's who I picked.
Yeah, CB.
See, you know I'm infatuated with Jackson Dart, but I can't.
But he plays for the Giants, so you can't pick him.
Is Russell Wilson there for a year or 2 years?
No.
I think that was my only holding it back.
I mean, look at me picking an Alabama kid.
Right?
So you guys both pick Milroe. I love Milroe. God, I love that kid. Oh, and do you know that, is this the last weekend of college softball regular season?
Yes.
That's wild.
Right? We're just starting to get warm weather.
Yeah.
And they've played, what, 50 some
Oh,
odd
yeah.
games?
That's crazy.
50 some odd games. You going to watch some games this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah,
That
me
is
too.
Definite.
I have to end with, did you do any of the, did you do the
You
homework?
missed the last
that-
question.
Oh, I did? Oh,
Who's
I
going
did.
home? Who's going home?
My other one is, did you do the homework my sister gave you guys to watch some of the
I
match?
did not. Sorry, Gail.
I'll put my
I never
glasses
did my
back
homework
on.
in high school either, so like
I didn't write it down, so it left my mind.
as soon as we left here, she forgot, and so did I. Completely honest with you.
Listen.
Sis, I'm sorry.
But listen, I watched the highlights. I told her
You
I
did
watched-
watch the highlights.
I told her I watched the highlights.
Yeah.
And we're, just remember, sis, I stayed up and
Someone's-
watched the entire thing till 1 a.m. Sunday night.
Someone-
So
then
you have to give the podcast a...
You gotta like text me or something because the ADHD hits.
I did
and
forget the last one.
Literally, if I don't write it down, it's gone from my brain.
And the last one was probably your favorite.
It was.
Right?
Yep.
All right, two series, are 3-1 tonight. Golden State over Houston and Minnesota over the Lakers. Who is going to be gone tonight?
I picked both teams are winning.
Both teams.
Both teams.
So you got Golden
Golden
State
State
and,
and
winning.
Minnesota.
I said Minnesota.
Wow, we're really going to write the Lakers off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. Denzo.
I have Golden State moving on tonight and the Lakers forcing game number 6. Wheels, you are so confident.
I am.
I mean,
I'm
I love
confident in
Ant-Man
Ant-Man.
too. I love Ant-Man.
Confident in him.
I love him.
And
Last
Steph
question.
Curry's playing like at a Hall of Fame level
Yeah.
right now. It's ridiculous. He's ridiculous.
What will you watch tonight? Either one of these games?
I will probably watch some of
CB,
both.
no, she's watching the Yankees.
I'll probably watch the Yankees with my dad.
You
Yeah.
probably will.
I probably will.
I'm with
yes.
you. I will
Yeah.
probably watch
Yeah.
some of it. Hey, watch the playoffs, as Wheels just said. It's getting good, that NBA.
It's so good.
And I will say this, and I should talk more about it. These two are going to give me a funny look. I've been watching a lot of hockey playoffs. So
Oh yeah, the hockey
fun.
players. heating
Yeah.
up.
So fun. Ashley Pelkey and I talk hockey playoff, and Jason almost every single day. Lots of playoffs going on. Last weekend of the college softball season.
crazy.
Crazy. And then we're going to talk too much softball.
Too much
probably.
softball, yeah.
Hey, have a great rest of the week. We will not be back next Wednesday because I will be missing in action, but we will be back Friday.
Aaron Judge hit another home run.
And Aaron Judge, on that note, just hit another home run.
shout out to fucking Aaron Judge.
See you guys next Friday.
Last one. Sorry.
Oh, no, go.